we've traveled to every corner of the United States. I've now been in 57 states. I think one left to go. One left to go. Alaska and Hawaii I was not allowed to go to, even though I really wanted to visit, but my staff would not justify it.
Live from Inverness, Florida, this is Andy with Florida Gun Supply, inspiring Americans to get armed, get trained, and carry daily. Episode 26, our 6-month mark, starts right now.
I don't own a gun shop. I lead a movement.
Andy Hallinan.
Andy Hallinan.
Andrew Hallinan, the owner of that Florida Gun Supply store.
It's not just about guns for us. It's about life and liberty.
The solution to violent crime is for good guys like you and I to unite, to get armed, get trained, and carry daily.
This guy's educated. He's an educated guy. He's speaking the truth. Took so much weight off my shoulders.
We're the kind of patriots you've always wanted to be. Join us.
Welcome, everybody. This is Andy with Florida Gun Supply on our 26th, our 6-month live, 6-month mark live broadcast. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. We've got Kevin Greenleaf, Jimmy Day, Crystal Wallace, Holly Pond. Good to see you guys, along with Jan Campbell, Robert Gwynn. Good to see everybody here. Listen, guys, we've got a very interesting live show for you tonight. And as always, as you enter, we want you to share the video with your friends, get other people in. Comment, interact, engage, ask questions. This is the only Second Amendment show across North America that you are part of, that you are creating, that you are the center. And we have a wonderful lineup tonight. Unfortunately, it is rocked with chaos after the fallen in Texas. But we've got a lot to talk about that. Now, a couple of things that we need to go over just right in the beginning. First and foremost, we want to make sure that we are having the absolute utmost respect for the people of the Texas victims. This show will not be a funny show tonight. This show will be really based on bringing the community together, uniting, and understanding what the problem is and how we can solve it in this country. And so I'm glad that you're here. Brian Ammons, good to see you. I want to give a quick shout out to Brian Ammons. This guy drove over 2 hours for the awesome bowling pin shoot this weekend. This should be a picture of me and Brian. There we go. He drove over 2 hours to the bowling pin shoot this weekend. We had a great experience at the bowling pin shoot, in part because Brian was there for us. Brian, I really appreciate it. Anybody that gets a chance, go ahead and add Brian as a friend on Facebook. Jeff, Janet Deason, good to see you, as well as Cliff Baker and Nicole Adams. Good to see you guys. Go ahead and add this guy on Facebook. This guy is super. Brian Adams drove 2 hours to be part of our bowling pin shoot, and then stayed extra long to be part of our concealed carry class and help out at the range as well. We really do support you and love that. Guys, if you're excited about being part of the Second Amendment group here, and you're part of you're proud of being part of this live show, hit the thumbs up button right now, because I am glad that we are here, but unfortunately I am not glad for the subject matter that is at hand tonight. The very first thing we need to cover is, can you carry at church? And we're going to be talking about that and other things. As we do, we are on a big watch right now across the United States for North Korea's biggest ever missile launch, which is scheduled tonight. Kim Jong-un is ready to send a message to Donald Trump. Now, this is an interesting thing that we've got to talk about here. North Korea is feared to be ready for missile tests tonight, and a final warning to Donald Trump as he arrives on Kim's doorstep. And I'm telling you right now, if Kim Jong-un fires a missile towards Japan while Donald Trump is there, this will be the start of World War III. If you do not want to see that happen, hit the anger button all across Facebook right now, because I certainly don't. I value all human life, and I do not want to see any more bloodshed in wars across this planet. We have had more than our fair share of blood this week, including in Texas, where our hearts and our souls and our thoughts go out to the lost loved ones throughout Texas. We're going to play a video here that I want you guys to take a look at.
I've gone to church my entire life, and I've always thought, you know, nothing will ever happen to you at church because it's the safest place you could be.
This video is not about getting people into our free concealed carry classes. This is a public service announcement that if we go to church, we need to carry a gun, and Florida law has our back on that. It is completely legal to carry a gun in the state of Florida while you're at church.
I've known Andy for 6 years. I've watched him train thousands of students in his class, and every single class he tells them, if you go to church, you need to carry a gun on you. And everybody looks at him like he's a crazy person. But then Texas happens. We need to make sure that we're prepared for any situation.
If you agree that more people carrying daily will save lives, then I want you to share this video and spread this public service announcement as far as we can. This is Andy with Florida Gun Supply. My message is to get armed, get trained, carry daily, and long live the Republic.
While we were watching that video, we had a quick comment from Ethan Russell I'd like to respond to. Ethan says, I'm a first-time viewer. Ethan, this is a Florida Gun Supply sticker with your name literally on it. We're going to be sending that out to you. Make sure you send us a private message to Andy@FloridaGunSupply.com via email. Let's go ahead and get a with your address so we can ship out a welcome sticker to you. Tim Alexander, good to see you. Lindsay Renard, always a pleasure. Michael Lee and Kayleen Murphy, good to see you, as well as Rick Jordan and John Price, of course. Chris Goodry says, my pastor in Homosassa plus half the congregation do. Listen, I want you guys to know, first and foremost, it is unequivocally, absolutely 110% legal. That is legal, not illegal, to carry at a church in the state of Florida. And if you support that, hit the thumbs up button right now, because you are legal to carry in a church, and I want you to know that. A lot of people think that in the state of Florida that you are not legal to carry in a church, but that's not true. A lot of people think that a church has specific law or legislation behind it saying that you cannot carry there, but again, that is not true. These are the exact statutes of Florida law that say where you can carry, where you can't carry, and there's nothing on here about any sort of religious establishment or church or place of worship or anything like that. And a lot of people say, you know what, it's not necessarily written in the law, but you can't carry at a church because they're deemed government buildings. Again, that's not true. A lot of people think that they're deemed school buildings or educational buildings. That's not true. A church is a place of worship. A church is a church, and you are absolutely legal to carry in a church in the state of Florida. And if you're thankful to hear that, hit the thumbs up button right now. Deborah Pachillo, good to see you joining. Sue Dyer, great to see you. Christopher Burge, good to see you. Hit the thumbs up button if you guys are excited that the law allows us to maintain the value and sacredity of human life by carrying concealed in churches. I sure know that I am thankful. I have gone to church for years and years and years, and I have always carried inside of churches here in the state of Florida, which it is absolutely legal to do. And the deciding factor of what you want to do, and what we're seeing in this country is we're seeing a choice. You at home watching this video, maybe you're a concealed carrier that carries daily. Maybe you're somebody that's just kind of, dipping your feet into the situation, trying to understand whether you should start carrying. Maybe you're somebody that's not old enough to carry just yet. Wherever you are in your life, wherever you are in your journey to becoming a better, safer America and helping out with that cause, you have a choice to make of what type of person you're going to be. Are you somebody that's going to be out there that's contributing to society and helping make America a better, safer place to be? Or are you going to be a neutral party? It is not enough right now to just play video games and sit at home and just ignore North Korea, ignore church shootings, Las Vegas shootings, ignore shootings in your own neighborhood. You must choose who you're going to be. And in the case of Texas, we've seen what they're going to choose to do and who they're going to choose to be. Take a look at this interview from another church that was down the road from the church shooting in Texas. Take a look at one of the Good Samaritans said.
Have a quick interview with one of the witnesses.
We got the call in the middle of our service down the road, and immediately the people that were my wife, who is a nurse at the hospital, local hospital, went into action. We have a deputy that was in there that went into action along with other people. We got ready, and then we just did what we do. We prayed. And the Bible tells us that we overcome evil with good. And not evil doesn't overcome evil. Evil can only be overcome by good. And so we come together to do that immediately.
Yeah, what he was referring to is Romans 12:21. I don't know if I've got, yep, I sure do. That's what he was referring to. Do not overcome evil by evil, but overcome evil with good, Romans 12:21. During the video, Cole Carter says, what if the pastor wants to kick you out because you have a gun? And we had a response from Parker McManuel. She says, Cole, if it's concealed, then it's no problem. Absolutely. Listen, first of all, anybody can ask you to leave any establishment for any reason at any time. For instance, if you walk into Starbucks and you go to pay with your purse and you've got a gun in that purse, if that gun is recognized as being a firearm, Starbucks can legally ask you to leave. Even though you are carrying there legally, you are within your legal right to carry there, they can ask you to leave, at which point you say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and you take your gun and yourself elsewhere. Same goes for church. Let's say that you're carrying at church and you raise your hands in worship and your gun, your shirt rides up a little bit. Obviously, it's your responsibility to not allow that to happen. But if it does, God forbid, and somebody asks you to leave, you do have a legal obligation to leave if they are a person of authority there. You do have the legal right to carry there, but they can ask you to leave for any reason. But in doing so, in choosing what your response is going to be, in choosing what your response would be in Starbucks or at church or a movie theater, in choosing what your response would be, you have a choice. You can overcome evil by committing more evil, or you can overcome evil with good. And here at Florida Gun Supply, the Second Amendment movement that we've got all across the country with people who have taken our class like Cole Carter, people all across the country. Gwen Nelson, good to see you joining here, and Dennis Fields, good to see you. We have a choice. Are we going to be good or are we going to be evil? Are we going to decide to fight with the good crew? Are we going to fight the good fight, the healthy fight, the safe fight, the fight that needs to be fought? Or are we going to side with being a neutral or evil party? Unfortunately, in this world, we are committed, in this country, we are committed to making a choice. And it comes down right now to you at home to making a choice, whether you're going to fight for good or fight for evil. And that's why we're calling people in a public service announcement to get their concealed carry permits. And of course, there are going to be those people out there that believe that Florida Gun Supply exists just to make money off of the people who are, committing these heinous acts and things like that, and fear-mongering and all of these accusations. But at the end of the day, we believe that we have a good solution to problems in America. We believe in our product. Demonstrating your product in the time of need is not fear-mongering. Take a look at one of the ADT commercials that we came across today. This is a little edgy. Take a look.
All I remember saying was, my boyfriend's beating me, and she took it from there. One of those things where you can't even thank somebody.
To protect what you love, call 1-800-ADT.
So that's a commercial for ADT. Not my style, right? You've got this girl crying, talking about a domestic abuse issue. This is definitely not my style of videos. I want to play this one more time for the people just joining, people like Patrick and Levi, that just joined. I want to show you our classy video, our public service announcement about carrying at churches, so you guys see it again. Here, take a look.
I've gone to church my entire life, and I've always thought, nothing will ever happen to you at church because it's the safest place you could be.
This video is not about getting people into our free concealed carry classes. This is a public service announcement that if we go to church, we need to carry a gun, and Florida law has our back on that. It is completely legal to carry a gun in the state of Florida while you're at church.
I've known Andy for 6 years. I've watched him train thousands of students in his class, and every single class he tells them, if you go to church, you need to carry a gun on you. And everybody looks at him like he's a crazy person. But then Texas happens. We need to make sure that we're prepared for any situation.
If you agree that more people carrying daily will save lives, then I want you to share this video and spread this public service announcement as far as we can. This is Andy with Florida Gun Supply. My message is to get armed, get trained, carry daily, and long live the Republic.
The time is now. This is my good friend and colleague Carissa. Carissa Gandy, and you're going to hear her baby in the background as well. You know, Chris has been working with Florida Gun Supply for quite some time right now, has been a huge advocate for carrying and a really great, wonderful asset to Florida Gun Supply. And her husband and family have just, you know, throughout the long hours and throughout the, you know, the time here, they've just been super supportive. So big shout out to William at home. Great husband, great family. But Carissa, you know, I kind of wanted to bring you in because you've been seeing a lot of things, you know, in the classes. You've experienced a lot, you know, and I kind of wanted to bring you in. I'm going to angle my chair a little bit to have a conversation about, you know, first of all, you know, how long you've known me, what your background is, and that sort of thing, and then talking about how your experiences affect others getting their permits too. So welcome.
Hi.
Good to see you. So tell your story. How long have you known us, and you know, tell your story.
Well, I've known you since, I don't know, for a long time, for about 6 years, and we met at church.
Very true. Met at church about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, how many classes would you say, or how many people? I mean, realistically, you know, how many people have you been helping to train since you've been here?
Oh gosh, tons, thousands.
Thousands of people.
Thousands.
And you know, tell us a little bit about how it relates to churches and all that stuff.
Well, you always say in this one part of, you know, your show, your class, there have been more church shootings than there have been school shootings. And every time you would say that, I'd always think to myself, like, no, not true. And one day I remember we were out doing one of our travel classes, and I was in the lobby waiting, and I decided to look it up. And you were right.
Absolutely. So you got a chance today to do some research into a little bit more about that, you know, with our show prep and everything like that. What did you find about church shootings in America?
Well, first off, when I thought that you were just making up, you know, ideas about there being church shootings, I really wanted you to be wrong, because you usually are. And I had to admit to myself that I was wrong this time. And so the numbers that I saw, though, you know, said between 2005 to 2015, in this 10-year period, there were 50 school shootings, which is a lot. But for church shootings, there was 87. And I mean, I was blown away by those numbers, because you don't usually hear about, you know, church shootings. I mean, until recently, the last two that have happened, but you never heard about the other.
So from 2005 to 2011.
2015.
2005 to 2015, there were how many school shootings?
50.
50 school shootings that were like mass casualties, or
just any type
just
of
in
shooting.
general?
There were, over the last, I wrote it down too, over the last, I didn't bring my paper that I wrote it down on.
Over the last few years?
Over the last couple of years, there were 19. Like, it's hard to consider what a mass shooting is.
Sure.
You know, because one, I think, is one more than should have been. But so I rounded it up. I said 6. 6 was a big number. And there were 19 mass shootings in schools since 1999.
Wow. Those are some big numbers. So what do you think? I mean, you came into this, and just so you viewers at home know, people just joining us, Jordan Kavanaugh, Melissa Hoover, Lynette Ziegler, good to see you guys, Jamie Flynn. Just so you guys know, Chris is joining us tonight, you know, basically just as somebody who's been observing these classes, and just a real person that, you know, that didn't come to work at Florida Gun Supply because she loves firearms. She came to Florida Gun Supply because it was part of the movement, part of the mission. And if you're excited about being part of that at home, hit the thumbs up button right now as well, because Carissa has really taken that under the wing, and she said herself, she saw all these classes where I was talking about churches and telling people that you need to carry at churches, but she never even believed it until eventually she looked up the statistic herself and found that there are more church shootings than school shootings in general. And so, Carissa, what do you think if somebody's at home and they're watching this video and they're hearing us talk about the Second Amendment and guns, and they're on the fence, right? They're not quite sure if they want to get a gun. They're not quite sure, you know, if it's for them. They're not quite sure, certainly, if they want to carry at church or not. What is your advice for that sort of person at all?
I think for a regular person who has never, you know, been around guns or, you know, come from a family who supports the Second Amendment, I say, why not? I mean, the same way you would want to protect your family and the people you love and care about by, you know, having them wear their seatbelt or their life jacket when you get in the boat, or, you know, by walking on the sidewalk instead of in the middle of the street. Why would you not want to protect your family in other situations? There are so many people who come in and take our classes who have stories where they've been sitting in their bed watching TV and their house gets broken into, or people going to the grocery store and, you know, their children being kidnapped. And like these sorts of things happen on a daily basis, and we don't try to think about it, and you can't go wrong by, you know, arming yourself and getting training and being confident in yourself and knowing that you can prevent something from happening to you and your kids and the people you love.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you joining, Carissa. That was great feedback and great advice from just a person that has seen it. She's lived it. She's been here throughout the classes, and she's really speaking to those people at home that are really on the fence, are not sure what exactly they want to do. But I will tell you that in choosing what type of person that you're going to be, whether you're going to be good or evil, the last choice you want to make is to be one of these. There you have it, folks. We definitely do not want to be a sheep. Listen, guys, one of the big things that we talk about at Florida Gun Supply are making choices of what kind of person you want to be, what kind of hero you want to be, whether you want to be a hero or not. And we've seen some crazy things happen. This is a very epic definition of exactly the opposite of what we believe. Exactly the opposite mentality, motivation. Watch this video where a reporter is asking some questions of the White House. Take a look.
The last question, compromise, the issue of compromise. What is the definition of compromise as it relates to slavery and the Civil War?
Look, I'm not going to get in and relitigate the Civil War. Like I told you yesterday, I think I've addressed the concerns that a lot of people had and the questions that you had, and I'm not going to relitigate history here.
When you left, so, and I'm going to ask the question again. And
why don't you ask it in the way that you're apparently accusing me of being?
I'm not accusing. I'm asking a question, Sarah. Seriously, the question is: does this administration believe? Does this president believe slavery was wrong? And before you answer, Mary Frances Berry, a historian, said, in 1860, there was a compromise. The compromise was to have southern states keep slavery, but the Confederacy fired on Fort Sumter that caused the Civil War. And because of the Civil War, what happened?
Here comes the question.
I think it is disgusting and absurd to suggest that anyone inside of this building would support slavery.
She literally just asked, is slavery wrong? She asked the question, is slavery wrong? Does Donald Trump believe that slavery is wrong? If that makes you angry, hit the anger button all across social media. I cannot believe that a reporter in this day of age would ask, does Donald Trump believe it is that slavery is wrong? Jan Campbell, happy birthday. You get a sticker. We don't have any shirts to give away right this second, but happy birthday to you. It is absolutely ridiculous. Cliff Baker says the blind leading the blind. Brian Amos says live CNN studio audience. Exactly right. You know, we're seeing people, these are leaders, right? These reporters are producing content that people are reading. Not you guys, thankfully, but people at home are reading and believing. We see a better, safer thing that we can do. If you're excited about having a truthful place to get the news from, hit the thumbs up button right now. But we really have to choose what type of person we're going to be. Are we going to be a hero, or are we going to be a sheep. And in choosing whether we're going to be a hero or not, we also have to choose just how tough we're going to be.
Tough on our leaders. President Obama is the most noble man who has ever lived in the White House.
The feeling most people get when they hear a Barack Obama speech, I felt this thrill going up my leg.
Love for country.
It is, I think, very difficult to talk about the war dead and the fallen without invoking valor, without invoking the words heroes. Why do I feel so comfortable about the word hero? I feel uncomfortable about the word hero because it seems to me that it is so rhetorically proximate to justifications for more war.
Tough on dishonesty.
If you like your doctor, you keep seeing your doctor.
When you heard these words, did you know that what the president was saying may not present the whole picture? And does it matter?
Love for our ideals.
Rush Limbaugh is beginning to look more and more like Mr. Big, and at some point somebody's going to jam a CO2 pellet into his head. He's going to explode like a giant blimp.
Weeknight 7 to 11 on MSNBC.
Luke Van Gorder says, that reporter makes me feel dumber for having to listen to her. Hashtag Kid Rocks. Hashtag Make America Great Again. Jam Campbell says, thank you. And Brett McFarland says, no fake news on the Andy Show. Absolutely not. And that's one of the things that we need to talk about here in the show is that we need to understand that that when we're dealing with not being fake news, what we also need to do is have a little bit of a filter, right? I've seen a lot of rumors and misinformation coming through about the Texas shooter being tied with Antifa, being tied with ISIS, being tied with all these organizations that we'd love to cast blame on. We would love to cast blame on Antifa. We would love to cast blame on ISIS. We would love to find a core reason why this mental guy went mental. But the bottom line is a guy that was not legally allowed to have a firearm because he was dishonorably discharged from the military, a guy who cannot be trusted to lead his family in the proper way, a guy who cannot be trusted around kids. I mean, he literally cracked his kid's skull in abuse. This guy should not have ever gotten a firearm, and unfortunately, that's how it ended up. He was not, but we need to be careful that we don't share content that's not vetted. For instance, the amount of people that messaged me with links to websites that were saying that these are reputable websites, and they said that this guy was connected to Antifa, or he was connected to the Muslim Brotherhood or ISIS or anything like that. I vetted each one of those websites and found that they were not historically true websites. And it's important that we don't get so turned off by the mainstream media that we don't vet the smaller media sites. Just because it's a site you haven't heard of doesn't mean that it's trustworthy automatically. We must vet the information, and we cannot believe it until we have verified independently on our own that those things are true. If you agree that we need to vet our own information, hit the thumbs up button right now. If you agree that there are media sources all across this planet, big and small, that are trying to vie for your attention and your mind, hit the thumbs up button right now, because I am telling you, it is absolutely, absolutely important that we vet the information. Now, people who become entitled, people who become selfish, people who become, narcissistic in their ways and try to feel like the universe owes it to them, they become dangerous and mental. Take a look at what happened in Philadelphia just this weekend. As this shooter was going on in Texas, look what's taking place in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Police Department East Detective Division is seeking help to identify a male suspect who's wanted for a shooting incident. Incident occurred 10/29/2017 on Whitaker Ave. Guy is strolling down the street behind this working van here, and just randomly draws a gun and starts shooting. Nobody knows what he was shooting at. Nobody knows why he was shooting. I'm going to play that again. If this makes you angry, hit the anger button right now on social media. Those of you on YouTube, hit the anger button. Michael Boyd says, Andy, have you thought about partnering with other gun shops, ranges, gun clubs out of state, or do you to do your concealed carry class? We'll talk about that in just a minute. Remind me to answer Michael Boyd. Absolutely ridiculous. If this makes you angry, hit the anger button all across social media. Jacob Novotny, good to see you. Oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous how people are dealing with firearms in today's day and age. Absolutely ridiculous. But I will say that one of the things that we can do together is unite to make a better, safer America, make America great again, stealing Donald Trump's motto. And one of the things that we need to do is choose who's going to be part of that, who's going to be on our team, who's going to be our friends, who's going to be there for us when tough times happen. We have a couple of job openings on the Florida Gun Supply Facebook page. If you're interested in applying, make sure you send some information through. We had a guy come through, a 19-year-old kid, awesome guy, thought the world of him, named Bobby or something along those lines. I forget his name, but he produced a job interview video, and I need your information. I need your advice. As you're watching this video, I want you to respond to it. Give the kid a benefit of the doubt. The caveat and the disclaimer to this video is that it's a fake gun. All the shooting in this video is completely fake. It is done with just special effects. There's nothing real to it. And he shoots a zombie in the video. But I want to show you this video. Leave your comments below. Tell me what you think as we watch it. Take a look. Hey guys, this is Andy with Florida Gun Supply. Listen, we just received a video application for a job as part of our video team here at Florida Gun Supply. And we're going to give you a chance to review that in just a second. If you like Brandon, Brian, if you like this application, hit the share button. Each share is a vote. Leave your comments below. Take a look.
Florida, a beautiful natural paradise.
Boy, I tell you something, one reason I would love to work at Florida Gun Supply is because not only is Florida Gun Supply obviously a place where you buy guns, but it's a place where gun owners and future gun owners like you can learn to use them safely and when to use them in certain situations. Florida Gun Supply is here to teach us Americans when to use our guns in dangerous situations safely, and it's all done in a friendly environment. Now at Florida Gun Supply, I guarantee you are going to make a lot of good friends and meet a lot of cool people. Holy sh**! Now if you're interested in taking the course, go to FloridaGunSupply.com and make sure to subscribe to them on YouTube.
He's clearly a zombie. He's clearly a zombie. You know, this guy, I'll tell you, this kid uploaded this video. Beth says, I vote for him. He's a cutie. Charity says, yes, I saw this. And John Price made a hilarious comment. He says, tell Kim Jong-un to send the nuke to North Philly. That is absolutely hilarious. And this kid, so this kid makes this video, right? He spends all this time making this video. It's funny. He's got special effects to it. He comes, he brings it to Florida Gun Supply, he shows it, and then we upload it to our Facebook page. And because, you know, he didn't clearly make the guy look like a zombie, he didn't clearly make the gun look fake. It looked a little bit too real, and including the special effects, they actually looked like a real gun. People tore him up on social media. People tore him up on our page, and we haven't seen this kid since. So if you know Brandon or Billy or Benjamin or whatever his name is, and he's still interested in a job, send him down on our way so we can talk about it. We definitely need help on our video team. Ethan says he seems likable. Jeff Nettles from Ocala, good to see you. Parker McManuel says, I love it. I happen to think that it was a funny video that's kind of in line with our traditions, just silly and funny. You know, obviously he's kind of new to this. We need to kind of coach him there, but that's one of the things we want to do is decide where we're going to help people go, right? One of the things that we need to do in our own lives, whether it be, you know, people at home watching this video and wherever you're at, you need to take the next step in your life, wherever that may be, right? If you're, you know, going through some tough times, get past it. If you're, going through a tough time at work, either find a different job or excel, just conquer. We need to choose to win and choose to conquer. But along the way, we have opportunities to help people, to sow into their lives, to encourage others. And I think that this young man would be a great person to encourage. Life is all about taking the next steps. I want to show you guys quickly where we came from at Florida Gun Supply. This is the first Florida Gun Supply classroom. And if you're seeing this for the first time, hit the thumbs up button right now. This is really the first time that I'm debuting it. You can see we've got room for 4 people in this small little room in my mobile home here in Inverness, Florida. This is the very first classroom that started over 6 years ago after the movie theater Colorado movie theater shooting, the Aurora, Colorado shoot. We decided to create these training programs to stop that from happening. Take a look at where it's at now. This is one of our classes just this weekend or last weekend, maybe Thursday night. This is what we are at now. But life is a journey. Life is a journey. And our goal is to convince people to get armed, get trained, carry daily. And that portion training is absolutely important, which is one of the reasons that we have our bowling pin shoots every other weekend, and this weekend was an absolute blast. Take a look at the promo video. The goal of bowling pin shooting is to create a fun, competitive, and practical shooting experience that will sharpen your handgun skills under pressure. But everybody can expect an event that will improve your skills in the company of fellow shooters who are supportive. We want you to find out more at www.shootingteams.com. Awesome, awesome. Listen, the bowling pin shoot this weekend was wonderful. Robert and Larry led it. It was spectacular. Thank you so much, guys. The next bowling pin shoot is on November 18th, and then we have another 2 weeks until December 2nd. I cannot wait to be there. If you're excited about that, hit the thumbs up button all across social media right now. But I will tell you something that is rocking the socks off of Florida Gun Supply. We are having a huge amount of interest in our class here for the AR-15 build class because we know that we now need to be prepared with some decent firepower should something like this Texas shooting happen. We've got people flying from Texas on the first week of December to take this class right here. Take a look. That did not work. The AR-15 build class.
The movement of Florida Gun Supply is to arm and train as many people as we can so that now will be a safer America to live in, but the America that our children and our grandchildren live in will be safer.
The class that I was trying to get to is the AR-15 build class, which is right over here. Here we go. You know, imagine that you are, you know, at your own church, or imagine you're at your place of work, and guys show up with huge guns and you know, that sort of thing. You know, having a small pistol is effective, but having some serious firepower is much more effective. You've got distance, you've got timing, you've got capacity. Now, that's why the AR-15 build class is taking off. If you want more information, go to floridagunsupply.com/AR-15. But I want to show you a gun that I talked about last week. I'm checking to make sure this is clear. This is that FMK 9mm that I was talking about. And I'm going to get a quick video, a quick picture on the screen, rather, of this particular gun here. I've got this zoomed in picture. I want you to see that. That is the Bill of Rights inscribed on the outside of the gun. If you love that, hit the thumbs up button right now, because we think that that is totally cool. Not just the Second Amendment, but all of the amendments right on the gun. You can see on the back of the gun, it says freedom and liberty. On the top of the gun, it says, you know, in God we trust, you know, United States of America. This is a patriotic firearm. It you know, fits every accessory and optic that the Glock 19 does. So every holster, every sighting system that the Glock 19 fits, this fits. And this is a fraction of the price of the Glock 19. Absolutely a wonderful carry gun at just $399 retail. Then we also have, for those ladies out there that are looking for a gun, again, this one is clear. This is the Ruger SR22. This is the cheapest and easiest gun that we rent here at Florida Gun Supply during our concealed carry classes. It is our most popular carry gun that we sell. It holds 10 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. It has a magazine disconnect, which means if that magazine is out and the safety's off, the trigger still will not work. The benefit to you is that if you're cleaning that gun, if you're at home cleaning it, you forget that round in the chamber, which happens all the time, you're not going to shoot yourself in the face, number one. Number two, if you're in a fight with somebody and they're getting that gun away from you, drop the magazine and they can't do anything with the gun anyway. This is an awesome carry gun, and don't let anybody tell you that a 22 is not a good carry gun. It absolutely is a phenomenal carry gun. Hit the thumbs up button if you like those two guns, but I'm saving the best for last. I want to show you this guy right here. I want you to give me some guesses down below. We're going to play our church video one more time as you give us some guesses down below with what gun you thought that was.
I've gone to church my entire life, and I've always thought, you know, nothing will ever happen to you at church because it's the safest place you could be.
This video is not about getting people into our free concealed carry classes. This is a public service announcement that if we go to church, we need to carry a gun, and Florida law has our back on that. It is completely legal to carry a gun in the state of Florida while you're at church.
I've known Andy for 6 years. I've watched him train thousands of students in his class, and every single class he tells them, if you go to church, you need to carry a gun on you. And everybody looks at him like he's a crazy person. But then Texas happens. We need to make sure that we're prepared for any situation.
If you agree that more people carrying daily will save lives, then I want you to share this video and spread this public service announcement as far as we can. This is Andy with Florida Gun Supply. My message is to get armed, get trained, carry daily, and long live the Republic.
Has John Price ever won anything?
I'm pretty sure we gave him a sticker before.
Do we? Okay. John Price, if you haven't won a sticker, make sure that you send me an email to Andy at Florida Gun Supply for being the first person to guess the Taurus curve. Now, I am checking to make sure it's clear. It absolutely is. Guys, this is a gun. Okay, this is a gun that some people have not seen before. If you love the smallness of this gun, hit the thumbs up button right now. But I want to show you some of the features on this gun that are completely and totally unique to the Taurus curve. First and foremost, what they recommend you do is take this little notch you do right here, attach it to your belt, because on your draw, if this is attached to your belt, this comes off, and you've got your laser and your sight in the mode where it automatically comes on. And it is a great way for you to have your gun ready to go. So there is a flashlight on the front of this gun. There is a laser on the front of this gun. And so on your draw, that magnet's going to stop. You can see the little magnet on the inside of here. That's going to kick the laser on there and get it to a point where everything turns on right on your draw if this is hooked to your belt. That is a wonderful little option for you, number one. Number two, I'm going to shut that laser off there just because it's distracting my attention span. Number two, you can see it is actually curved. Take a look at the curve on that gun, and it's curved to conform to your body. So the idea is you've got the gun clipped into your front or rear pocket. It's curved to attach to your body, you know, and there really is no external thumb safety. This gun is going to fire when the trigger is pulled, but it does have a decent trigger pull on it that's not going to be easy. The benefit to carrying a gun like this is that you are completely concealed. Nobody's ever going to see it. You know, there's not even anything to hang up on the gun, on the draw, or anything like that. It is a phenomenal little carry gun, but the downside is it's not going to be a lot of fun at the range. Okay, this is not a gun that you go out of the range, you become super accurate, to shoot bowling pins with, or anything like that. This is specific for concealed carry. But if you do support concealed carry, I want to see the thumbs up button all across the screen here. Tom says, I carry my 45. Raul says, I'm sorry, I never get an alert. Raul, we'll talk about that later. Go look at the featured video on Florida Gun Supply's Facebook page. It solves that problem. Beth says, I want one of those so bad. They are awesome. Andy, how much? Says Tom. These retail about $400, depending on you know, where you go and what you look at. I don't know exactly what our price on it is, but I think that it's an awesome gun. If you come in based from this video, oh yeah, it retails at $419.99. That's MSRP. If you come in, we'll make sure that we get you a really great deal on that gun. Hit the thumbs up button all across social media. Now we have on to our comments conversation sticker time. If you want a sticker here at Florida Gun Supply, comment below with where you're located. We have a few stickers to give out, but I want to know where you are located. As we're playing that, I want to go ahead and play our why sign up video for our free concealed carry classes and have you take a look. Take a look.
The movement of Florida Gun Supply is to arm and train as many people as we can so that now will be a safer America to live in, but the America that our children and our grandchildren live in will be safer.
All right, guys, a couple of questions that we need to respond to. First of all, it's John Pierce says, my pastor belongs to my gun club. John, that's phenomenal. We want to make sure that we have that. Now, those of you listening at home, if you support carrying at churches, hit the thumbs up button. I'm not saying just hit the thumbs up button once. I mean, mash that thumbs up button right now. I want you to hit that thumbs up button left and right because I have something important that I want to discuss about churches that is very important to us. Hit the thumbs up button if you support carrying at churches and hit it 1,000 times because Florida Gun Supply wants and has always wanted to and wants to get involved quickly in starting a ministry at Florida Gun Supply where we actively go to churches and we set them up with security teams. If they already have their security teams, we set them up with drills based on our $22,000 use of force firearm training simulator, based on our use of different types of tools and laser training pistol and actually airsoft guns and other scenarios to get in there and do some solid training. I want you to connect with your church, your local community. Talk to every person you know. Get us some people that are interested at churches so we can start this ministry, create video content, and get down there and start saving lives at churches. If you support that idea, hit the thumbs up button right now. Number 2, Florida Gun Supply we need to take the next step. I'm going to show you a quick little picture here that I forgot to show you last week about our Tampa location. Okay, this is an undisclosed location in Tampa. This is the Florida Gun Supply team standing outside of it, just giving a quick little sneak peek about our Tampa location. If you're excited about starting a Tampa location for our concealed carry training classes, hit the thumbs up button right now because we absolutely are stoked about it and we cannot wait. But one of the things that we could use is your help. If you know of people that are looking for a way to invest, a way to volunteer, if you know of church groups that want to get involved, I want you to send me an email to andy@floridagunsupply.com. Let me know how we can get connected with those people. Let's get networking. Let's get out there to find investors, people who want to volunteer, people who want to help us, come to their church group, and people be out there. This is a community effort, and we need you at home to take the next level at Florida Gun Supply, not so that we can make money. That's not the goal here. If that was the goal, we'd be millionaires. The goal here is to make this country the safest and best country we can possibly make it. And if that's something you can get behind, that's something you can support. I'm excited about this. Hit the thumbs up button right now. I really want you to hit that thumbs up button and show me that you are in support. This is just so you guys know what I see when I'm watching this video. I watch on my cell phone. I watch those thumbs come through. So I want to see those thumbs come through left and right. Ethan Russell, we've already given you a sticker. We want to give a sticker to Jen Olson, John Price, Beth Burleigh, B-U-R-L-E-I-G-H. Make sure you send us an email to Andy@Florida Gun Supply so we can send you those stickers. Now, a couple of more questions. We've got more stickers to give away in a second, but a couple more questions here. Jen Olson. There were about 20 or 30 people in Jacksonville class. Great experience. Carry daily. And Jen, that is the comment that earned you a free sticker. Beth says, can I use my AR-15 at your range? We've also given you a sticker for that comment. Beth, no, you cannot use your AR-15 at our shooting range unless you built it in our Build It, Shoot It, Take It Home class, which you can learn more about FloridaGunSupply.com / AR-15, right? Florida Gun Supply. Oh, you know what? AR-15class.com. Jen Olson says, you've got a plug from Tammy at POA TV. I'm not sure what that is. What is it? Tommy. From Tommy at POA TV. I'm not sure what that is. But tell Tommy to get in touch with us. Let's do this networking thing. Scott Burrell says, is there any place in Palm Beach, South Florida where you would recommend? I assume he means to get his concealed carry permit. We don't know of somebody down there, but I guarantee that if you find a shooting range that we can connect with and we can use with a class full of 30 people, we will start a location in Palm Beach, South Florida. Michael Boyd says, partnering with other shops to go out of state, I absolutely would do that. Connect with other shops and send us the lead, send us the networking contact. Let's start these conversations. Jacob Navati says, why do we let a libertarian, you snuck that one in, why do we let a libertarian on the show? Those of you who don't know, Carissa is a libertarian. There you go. She has her own page, what is it? The libertarian page you do, Flinky? What is it?
Liberty Logic.
Here, say it in here.
Liberty Logic.
Liberty Logic on Facebook, where you can see all sorts of anti-Trump rhetoric, which is totally fine. It's really important to understand that in this country, again, we've got to make a choice with who we want to be, but also who we want to associate with. And I want to associate myself with somebody that has a great heart for a like-minded mission, like keeping this country safe. I don't care so much that people don't like Donald Trump as long as they love and value human life and the sacredity of human life. And so I want to connect myself with people like that. And I can personally vouch that Carissa, although she and I don't agree on a lot of things political, what we do agree on is that this country is worth investing in. Our kids are worth investing in. Our parenting style needs to be thought about and planned and prepared and executed so that we can create the best little kids and Americans that we possibly can. And that's why I support Carissa 110%. And now I'm going to move it over here so that you can see that she's blushing for giving her kudos. Although we don't agree, on everything political or anything political, really, we do agree in what matters. And unity is way more important in this country than arguing about things that really are not making our community a better, safer place to live. If you agree, hit the thumbs up button right now. Charity says, "Hey, Mel, Andy." Cliff says, "I love you, bro." And Mark McQueen says, "Hello from Daytona Beach." Parker says, "What's with all the bad faces? Get over it, people. People who are upset about a libertarian being on the show." That's why they call it the Andy Show. Well, listen, guys, I appreciate you being on. We've got some more stickers to give away. We've got Sean Houston. Send me an email, and@floridagunsupply.com. Charity doesn't win a sticker because I can't pronounce her last name. Wenshank. Charity Wenshank. Craig Swanson, send me an email, and@floridagunsupply.com. Joyce Mason, Nikki Ammons. That's probably Brian's wife or hopefully not Brian's husband. And Mark McQueen. You all have won stickers courtesy of Florida Gun Supply. Why? Because we are trying to do what it takes to make this community a better, safer place to live. And we need you to do that. So like I said, if you know of people that want to invest, we need to invest so that we can, one of the things we want to do is buy an RV. And the reason that we want to buy an RV is so we can travel to different locations and be able to affordably travel and give the concealed carry classes in various different locations. We want to come to you and do a live broadcast, do a class, get people all across Florida and any state that we can train in to get armed, get trained, and carry daily. It is important to unite past our differences, to choose forgiveness, choose integrity, and always choose courage. I appreciate you guys joining. This is Andy with Florida Gun Supply. As always, our message is to get armed, get trained, carry daily, and long live this beautiful republic. Thanks for joining. What button do I press now?
You broke it.
Got it. Oh, missed it. And we are muted. That was a good show.
We did great.
Right at 6 minutes till 10.
And we didn't start on time, so that's good.
No, we didn't start on time because like John Price wasn't involved yet.
No, he's always here before we are.
Look at Brett McFarland didn't even say my name right.
Oh no, he spelled anal wrong.
Cliff Baker is pretty cool. He said he loves me. Do you think that's something that my awesome girlfriend should know about?
Oh, well, you would be jealous of his great beard, that's for sure.
Look at this. Ariana Rudge. Rouge.
I'm pretty sure you don't know how to read.
Ariana Rouge. Tim Alexander, Andy, if you give me a sticker, I'll put it on my mailbox in my mom's car.
Sweet. Wouldn't it be awesome? We have an RV wrapped in like Florida Gun Supply,
I agree. And
like
traveling.
gear,
Yes.
and like touring the country.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know who really annoys me
Your
of
mom.
all the people that are commenting. Oh, by the way, there were a lot of stuff on YouTube that we need to clean up. There were actual comments that came through that, yeah, it like kicked people out and everything. But one of the people we need to kick out is Holly Pond, Jimmy Day. Got to kick him out.
Oh yeah.
Beth Burleigh.
What kind of name is that?
Burleigh.
Burlesque.
I used to call Parker McDaniels like all the time.
Could you say Pantoja, please?
Mikey Pence-J. Pence-J.
I don't understand why you can't read. That's what you get for being a high school dropout.
That is what I get for being a high school dropout. Although, according to some of my haters, I never dropped out of high school.
Oh, but you did.
I definitely
I can
did.
tell.
Jamie Flynn, an RV wrapped in Trump 2020.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's great. This is a great show. The only thing that I didn't like about the show was Charity and Mickey.
I feel like that's just because you don't know how to read. Once again, it all falls down on you.
McManuel's is not a really easy thing to read.
I'm pretty sure those are lovely people.
I don't know. No. I've seen some profile pictures of these people. There are some people on here that are not lovely.
Like
Jimmy Day.
Andy Hallinan.
Jimmy Day.
He is so cool.
Jimmy Day is a very cool guy.
He is
very cool. Raul Castillo is a very cool guy. Once he figures out.
Raul. It's Raul.
Raul. It's Raul. Raul.
I bet he's Cuban.
Jeff Hopton. Jeff Hopton should send us a sticker request.
Yeah.
You know what? We should have a nice little website for a sticker request, but we should exclude some people from the sticker action, right? So it automatically filters out people that we don't want, like Brian Emmons.
Oh yeah.
You know, or
he's
Chad
the worst.
Burchett. You know, like if they say, hey, I want a sticker, Ferrell Hester. You know what I mean? Tim Alexander. Those people just automatically.
John
Price
does.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
At some point, like, it's 26 episodes and you've watched every single one, like, that's borderline stalking.
Crazy, yeah, that's crazy.
It's
crazy.
stalking.
We are not that interesting. Kendra Krebs, for instance, like, she should definitely not get a sticker.
You're not even interested. Even I don't want to be here.
Get armed, get trained. Carrie Daly, we love you all.